Hi, my name is Len Rose, author of the book, The 10 Commandments for Youth Sports, a book that teaches value-based coaching for today's young athletes. A question I get around youth sports a lot is, how do you deal with that one parent that's out of control? People are never quite sure what to do when something is happening in the stands with a parent yelling at the officials or yelling at one of the players. And so I put together a four-part plan that might be useful in dealing with these situations. So the first step of the four is to go one at a time. And what I mean by one at a time means that this parent or fan or player or whoever is triggered is experiencing an emotional response. They are triggered, and something's percolating in them that's causing them to act out. And me as the coach, if I can keep from going into my triggers, then I can be more calm and approach this person as somebody who's there to help rather than an authority figure who's there to punish them or something like that. So think of this as just one at a time. I'm not going to go into my stuff. I'm going to let that person go into their stuff, and then I'm going to help them out of it by not being triggered myself. So the second step then is to validate them. And this is challenging to most of us to validate somebody who's acting out like this. But validation is just sending them a brief, quick message that says, we're on the same team. And when somebody's acting out like that, I don't want to admit that I'm on their team. I want to separate myself from them on some level. But when you think about it, when we drill down what we're all here for, we want fairness. We want the kids to have fun. We want the kids to learn. That's true for me, and it's true for the person who's acting out. So if I can validate that person by simply saying something that lets them know I'm on their side, not against them. So to me, it's a single phrase that says, hey, you must be frustrated. Or, wow, that's really frustrating what's happening out there on the field. That's one sentence lets them know that you're not there as another abuser or arguer in their life. You're there to stand side by side with them rather than face to face. So once you've validated them, the next step is to ask questions. If you've ever been upset and called customer service for anything, I promise you they've hit you with 6 or 8 questions right out of the box. What happened? Where did you purchase the product? And things like that. Because what's happening is when somebody's in their emotional state and it's percolating, they're thinking from that state. And what we want them to do is we want them to think from their head. And to get somebody back up into their head and thinking clearly, asking questions forces that to happen. I can't stay in my emotions and answer a question. I have to stop, pause, and think. So I encourage you to ask questions. Even if you already know the answer, ask the question anyhow. What happened? What are you seeing? What's going on? What did he say? Things like that. And this will calm the emotions and bring the person back up into their head where they can start to answer your questions and tell you what's going on. Now, once we've done that, now the fourth step is called Join Up. And if you visit our website, you'll see a blog about Join Up. It's a phrase that I borrowed from Monty Roberts. He's the horse whisperer, the man who has learned to train horses by working with them rather than beating them into submission. And so rather than beating this person into submission, I'm going to join up with them. I'm going to say, hey, I hear what you're saying. Here's what I'm going to do to deal with this situation. And telling them, hey, I'm going to try to get you what you want, and you might not get what you want, but here's what I'm going to do. So we put a plan together, and I'm going to speak to the official. I'm going to speak to the kids. I'm going to consider what they're saying to me, and maybe redo my way of doing things if his anger is directed at me. So it's a join up, it's formulating a plan and moving forward from there. So again, every conflict is different, and some of these things I'm asking you to do are very challenging, but I've been involved in a lot of conflict resolution, and I believe this plan will work for you. So good luck, keep working with the kids, and if you want more information, our website is endgameseminars.com. You can get connected to our blog post from there and learn about upcoming seminars, and I want to thank you very much for listening today.